What's going on, y'all? Today, I want to talk about mentally feeding yourself or mentally feeding the people that's around you. When we feed ourselves and when we feed the people around us, it's the information that we give them, whether it's encouragement, whether it's um, just information, period, right? I'm going to give you a couple examples and explain it to you why sometimes you even got to give yourself that pep talk. You got to give yourself a pep talk. It's like being in school and you dealing with something that you have no math, biology, and you like, I can't get past this or whatever. But if you tell yourself it's hard, you tell yourself you can't get past it, psychologically, you already defeated yourself because you're already allowing yourself to believe that you're not going to be able to do that. You're not going to be able to get past it. Now, if you convince yourself, you say, this seems kind of hard, but man, I'm a ace this. You might not ace it, but you might get yourself to a passing grade. You can probably get a C or a B or whatever. If it's hard to you and you convince yourself this is nothing. I done been through worse scenarios. I'm gonna get through this. This is nothing. It's like you feeding yourself the energy that you need to believe in yourself. It's been times I've been going through some bad situations and I'm sitting there stressed out and everything, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna even complain. Knowing I want to complain or whatever. Because it's some people somewhere that's going through worse situations that I'm going through. It's somebody that's dying and praying to be in my situation, and I'm over here stressed out because I know I want more. I want to be better. So I'm not saying I'm settling for my situation, but what I'm saying is I realize that it can be worse. So instead of kicking myself and telling myself, man, like, this is just so tough, or why is this happening to me? I'll be like, I even changed the way I pray because I know my body is listening to me. And I know that sounds weird, sounds strange, but you can be so stressed out that your hair start falling out. Because you're, like, I have alopecia, and I got that some years ago. I was real stressed out I was like, it felt like crying or whatever, like my life, it's just so hard, blah, blah, blah. And a couple of weeks later, my hair started falling out, patches or whatever, and I didn't know what it was. I ended up going to the hospital, doctor's appointment, and to find out what was going on. I think I went to a skin doctor or something like that, and they said it was alopecia. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. And they said usually it's caused by stress. Your body went through a stressful moment, or your thought process was stressed and your hair started falling out. They don't know how to stop it or undo it. They can give you treatments like if it's in your head or whatever, they can shoot. I don't know if it's steroids or whatever, but they shoot it into you. Mine, it was in my skull. It started going everywhere else. That's probably why you see I used to have a gold tee. I don't have the gold tee no more, whatever, because it comes and goes around your body. And it'll be a bald spot right here. So I used to wear a bald head. I used to cut my hair bald because it was so bald. And but when I had the hair, it'll be a bald spot right here. Then the bald spot will grow back, and then it'll be a bald spot over here. That's alopecia. I was so stressed out. I was going through, and I didn't know how to deal with it. I was trying to deal with it, but my body was reacting to how I was feeling. So sometimes you got to convince yourself. That's why they say laughter is therapy. Sometimes you just got to laugh at stuff, like knowing you really stressed out, but your body's going to react to how you act. So you got to feed yourself, psychologically feed yourself. And that works for people that's around you too. If you meet a person that's already stressed because they think their life is so messed up or whatever, um, you got to tell them some encouraging stuff. Feed them something that's believable. Okay, like instance, I got a story. And I can't go deep into the story because I don't know what I can get caught with, the HIPAA laws or whatever. I was working in a certain hospital, and uh, and I was a sitter, so I used to sit with psych patients sometimes. I was in school for psychology, so they had when I got the job, boom, I was set with the psych patients because I was in school for psychology. So, but I can't go deep into it. Can't say nothing about the patient. Can't say no names or nothing like that. Anytime you get on the internet or social media, even if I'm in here recording this by myself, if I know I'm gonna talk about certain stuff, I don't want to accidentally say something and then make me liable. Even though I don't work for that job no more, I can tell experiences, but I can't tell personal stuff. So now that that's a disclaimer and all that, I was talking to a kid, and the kid seemed stressed out. He was going through some things or whatever, and I told the kid he knew how to draw. He was an artist, man. I seen some stuff he drew. I was like, whoa, this is amazing. And so, without going into what he was diagnosed with and everything, I don't want to. That's just too close. I don't want to. Even though you never know who the person is, I want to be safe. You know. I told the kid, I said, do you know that most artists, famous artists, have issues, have mental issues? I said, put it like this. Do you know who Albert Einstein is? I heard of him or whatever. I said, everybody thought he was crazy because people couldn't think like him. I said, he was smart. I think he was labeled ADHD. I think Einstein was schizophrenic, whatever. They said he was crazy. The guy was, I ain't gonna call him a genius. He was just so smart. He was beyond what people can understand. And sometimes when people don't understand it, they have a problem with it. Like religion or anything else, they have a problem with things they can't understand. And I said, a lot of people might not understand you. I said, but you know how to draw. And you can draw what other people can't see. Most likely, you're going to be a very successful person because you're different than other people. You should have seen how he lit up. He lit up like he had hope. And his mother was sitting right there. His mother was sitting right there, and she was just looking. She just said nothing. And I don't know. I didn't know, but I was just telling him, it was like a pep talk. Like, man, you're going to be different. Different is good. Like, that different might be the reason why you're going to become successful in life. I didn't know the kid or whatever, but I was just spitting facts. I told him most artists that have passed away or whatever, they were schizophrenics. Most famous, you can go back. You can look at these famous dead artists or whatever. They were like people said they were schizophrenic or whatever. Maybe they was, maybe they wasn't. But their paintings is worth lots of money because they were painting crazy. They were painting things other people couldn't understand. Other people thought it was crazy. Like, look at that. What's wrong with that? Them paintings are worth money. So just because you think differently than other people, don't mean nothing's wrong with you. We were all made to be different. Some people's different is like to the point other people can't understand. But if you take those thoughts and you can make it into something that people want to understand. So I talked to that kid. He was feeling good about himself when he left. When he left that hospital, he was feeling good. So he get up. I think when the nurses escorted him to the. I usually escort patients to the bathroom, whatever. But I think the nurse took him to the bathroom. When he left out to go to the bathroom, his mom was like, "Thank you." He needed to hear that. Thank you. I'm glad you told him that. He needed to hear that. And I've always been good with words or whatever. That pep talk was something that's probably what he needed to hear. Ain't no telling. He's probably going to be some millionaire or something because of his art or whatever one day. And another example. When we can be our worst enemies to our friends or family. If you got a family member that gets into a lot of fights, that's in and out of jail, or they just do the outlandish things, that they'll go from 0 to 100 when it's come to a fight. They'd be ready for a shootout, whatever, right? And what they hear from family members and stuff is, man, you crazy, man. He'll wild out. If I get any trouble, I know I call him. I know he gonna come air out the block. He gonna do this. See, that's one of the friends that you don't need. Now, that might be true, but that you're labeling your friend or your family member crazy. It's like they gotta live up to it. What if they was in a situation and they wanted to be like, this ain't worth it? Like, this ain't worth fighting or whatever. And you got a family member like, let them have it, man. Let them have it. Let them know we ain't playing around here. Now you got to live up to a situation that you've already been known for. It doesn't leave them room to be sane. It doesn't leave them room to be a reasonable person because they got to live up to a certain standard that's been given to them. And that the standard is, this guy's crazy. Now, you might have heart and you won't back down to nothing. But when you get caught in that stereotype of being crazy, every time you get into a situation, you go from 0 to 100 because you're letting people know I ain't to be messed with. But what if you got into a situation and you just finna bust somebody's head or whatever, and one of your family members said, hey, man, you smarter than that. Don't let this dude put you in jail. Don't let him. Don't give him the satisfaction. You smarter than that. We know you ain't scared of this dude. He know you ain't scared of him. He ain't worth it. Now, he might still bust the person upside the head or whatever, right? Because it's already into his psyche that he got to wild out. He got to let y'all know I ain't the one. You can't play with me. But later on, and y'all going to talk, he going to like, yeah, you right, man. I shouldn't have did that or whatever. And it might take some time, but every time you hear that, you smarter than that. You smarter than these dudes. You know, you need to do something with your life, whatever. I don't want you going back and forth to jail. We need you out here. Your family needs you out here. If they got kids, you can be like, your kids need you out here. Don't wait till a person get locked up and like, we miss you. Let my homeboy out. Let Dre out of jail. Blah blah blah. It's too late for it. It ain't too late, but it's too late. He need those talks before he end up putting himself in jail because he got to live up to that. He got to live up to that craziness that everybody's putting on him. You know, we got to feed ourselves positive energy, and it's gonna be different. It's gonna be different. Part of me, now I did meet somebody a long time, a while ago when I moved from Cincinnati to Tennessee or whatever. But part of me wanting to move or whatever because I remember what it felt like leaving the streets alone and going to get a restaurant job and trying to change my life. Now, for one, people was breaking in my house. They knew I was at work all the time. That all comes with the territory. If people know you're used to having money. Now they know you're trying to live a good life. They like, he got something in his house. They come in there, whatever. That's part of the trying to quit, trying to leave the streets alone. And it's been times somebody shot at me, whatever. Normally, I go get my homeboy. Let's go holler at this dude, blah, blah, blah. And then sometimes you're like, you know what, man, let me leave this alone. Now, somebody else might look at you like, he's soft, he losing it. What's wrong with me? And you might look at it like, I'm trying to change my life. If I shoot at this dude, it's going to go back and forth. Or if he's scared of me, now somebody else scared of me. If they fall out with me, they feel like they have to shoot me. Because if they don't shoot me, they think I'm going to come back and get them. It's a trickle effect. It's a snowball effect. So when I start working, just imagine getting a McDonald's built down from the hood, right down the street from the hood. And you start working at the McDonald's. And everybody from the hood is coming in to McDonald's. And they see you in there working. They doing jokes. They like, what? Like, because they used to you being in the streets. And you trying to change your life. Just imagine everybody in the hood coming down there and seeing you working at this McDonald's, throwing all kinds of stuff, trying to make you feel bad. And just imagine a lot of friends or family hustling, getting money, and you getting on the bus, going to the temporary service every day, trying to make some money, paying child support. And just imagine trying to leave the streets alone, and it's so hard, and everybody looking at you like you crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's tough. You got to start encouraging people. You got to start looking at them and telling them what they need to hear. Do what you got to do, man. Don't worry about the streets. The streets will swallow you up and spit you out. So those examples, if you make someone feel like they got to be crazy, they always going to be crazy. They're going to turn up because that's what's expected out of them. Okay, I got another example. This is to let you know thought process, how people look at you can control your whole demeanor and everything. You can't allow, we got to help each other by feeding positive energy into people so they won't be in and out of jail. Zodiac signs. if I asked you right now, what's the nastiest zodiac sign, the freakiest zodiac sign? And guess what everybody gonna say? Because I've heard it so many times. Not that I believe it. I don't believe it because it's someone nasty and freaky out of every zodiac sign. But if you hear it enough, you start to believe it. People gonna say, "Oh, that's easy. Scorpios, they the nastiest, they the freakiest." But what'll happen is, what if you're a Scorpio? Now you gotta live up to it. You trying to be the nasty and the freaky every time you with somebody because you gotta live up to that standard. Psychologically, you don't realize what's happening. Self-consciously, you don't realize it. You just live trying to live up to it. And you looking forward to people calling you freaky or whatever. Yeah, I puts it down, I'm a Scorpio or whatever, Only thing you don't want to live up to if somebody like I'm a Capricorn, but I don't believe what I'm finna say, but I'm just gonna say it. If someone said, them Capricorns, they abusive. They beat women, they do this, they do that. And I'm a Capricorn, I'm like, whoa, like you dated some abusive men. That don't mean all Capricorns are abusive. But, so this is what I'm saying is, we gotta watch what we say, what we put into the universe. We gotta watch the information that we feed our friends. The energy that we give them, because it can change their whole life. Telling the kid they stupid or telling the kid they smart, it can determine what they're gonna be in life. If the kid can be the most not, they don't suck in information at all. They don't catch it. They just seem like, oh my God, why are you so slow, my young nephew or whatever, or young daughter or young son, and all they need is to be fed some encouragement. I don't care how many F's they got or whatever. You tell them, boy, I know you smart. Where the tutors at in your school? Who have you heard was the best tutor? We're going to get to this tutor. Now, they might not catch it right away, but if you keep on pushing them, telling them, I know you can do it, you stupid, you don't know what you're doing, they going to feel it. But if you push them, oh, these F's, these are really A's, man. They seeds. You done planted the seed. Now they gotta grow into A's, man. I know they look like F's. That's because you ain't put the energy in yet. You can turn all these F's into A's. Whether they turn them into A's or not, they can be turned into some B's or something like that. But we're gonna strive for A's. You don't want them to strive for B's because then they might get C's. And they might get that energy. It might make them feel good. And they go to school, they studying, they all in the study groups and everything because you put it in their head like this is nothing. Yes, you got F's. You got F's because you don't realize how smart you are. And when you convince a person how smart they are, they start bringing out that smartness. They start going to study sessions. They start getting tutors. They start doing everything to live up to being smart. But if you tell a person you don't know what you're doing anyway, you acting stupid or whatever, guess what? They're going to, oh, well, you don't expect me to succeed anyway, so who cares? I'll skip school and don't worry about it. It ain't like you don't know. So, I just feed your people, man. It don't take no money or nothing. All it takes is a little bit of encouragement or whatever. Feed your people. Mentally feed your people. I guarantee you, if they start believing in themselves some type of way, they'll figure out a way to save money. They'll figure out a way to treat their woman or their man right. They'll figure out a way to keep a job because it's expected of them. But if you just tear them down every time they do something wrong, it's already expected that they're fuck-ups. Excuse my French. But it's already expected to be messing up. Why would they do right? When they do wrong, you say, I know you know better than that. I know you smarter than that. Why are we here? Why are we here when I know you smarter than that? And they'll laugh, they'll smirk like, man, my uncle said I'm smart, man. Yeah, I am smart. I don't know why I'm messing up when I know I'm smarter than this. I know I'm smarter than this. Why am I acting up? Then they'll start trying harder. Now, that don't work 100% of the time, but it's going to work at a high percentage. Feeding somebody some positive energy. All right, y'all. Take care of your business and your business will take care of you. I'm out of here.